y'all, so it's update day, and today we are going to be testing out Emma, which honestly is kind of like, it's going to be hard to do, I feel like, just because we don't even have Inuwa or Vesti, and Emma is not good unless you literally have her with Inuwa. So we're about to just be trying out a Emma that's guaranteed going to be garbage. I mean, like, I guess what I can show you guys in this showcase is basically what your Emma would look like if you did not own the other character, you know what I mean? As for me summoning, I do have a multi, but you know, Nayuta exists, and I don't know if I want these characters yet, right? Obviously I do know they're gonna be great, especially if you have all three of them together, but I don't really know if I need to spend my gems for them, right? Because whether I get them today or whether I get them in a month through wishlist, it doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to be switching on my main team for these characters in any content. My Elysion Tower, I don't struggle. I don't need these characters, so I think I'm just gonna skip them. I will have showcases for all three of them and stuff like that. You know, my viewers always come in clutch, especially just my boy Rebuke always comes in clutch when it comes to the brand new character. But we're gonna test out Emma, and I'm gonna tell you guys all the stuff that, you know, she comes with for, you know, just by herself, basically what you're getting from her without owning the other character. So subscribe and like. We're on the road to 30,000, or at least we're trying to get 30,000 by the end of the month, so subscribe right now and help your boy do that. But yeah, come on, let's get into the video and showcase this new Emma. All right, y'all, so when it comes to Emma, this Emma right here is going to be the character that's like, you know, I think the redesigns for all three of them are amazing, but let's just talk about what the character has in general, and then I guess we could talk about what she's only going to have activated if you don't have the other character for her, right? So basically her whole thing is that she kind of has like a battlefield effect, where once the battle starts, she'll put a battlefield effect where all enemies have damage taken increase by 3.9% at level 10 for 10 seconds, and then obviously she will heal all allies every 1 second for 10 seconds of 2.32% at level 10 as well of her final max HP, right? And the recurring intervals is every 30 seconds. Not to mention, when a boss appears, she will be taunting every single enemy continuously, so she will have a permanent taunt, right? On her second skill, she has this LT formation, where the LT formation, if you are using somebody from the same squad, she will, you know, I guess, yeah, affects all allies from the same squad. So I don't even know if this affects anybody else besides the people from the same squad, but basically she'll give only people from the absolute squad a critical damage buff of 23.51% for permanently, right? That's the skill one. She will give all allies a projectile explosion damage buff of 2.32% continuously, which I do think is good, because that does work for Rappy, right? Rappy Red Hood. And then obviously you have bonus effects if you are, you know, with her partner, which is Inuwa, which Inuwa gives, you know, all allies, or she will give all allies a true damage buff of 30% continuously, so permanently, and then an additional 3% of projectile explosion damage continuously to all allies. And then she will no longer have the taunt mechanic, and her skill one will go from being a 30-second interval thing to a 10-second interval thing. So basically her skill one becomes a permanent skill if you have her with Inuwa. Then on her burst skill, she does give an attack buff of the caster's attack for 10 seconds, and then, you know, basically if you are in the environment setup, she will, damage taking multiplier of environment setup will be scaled by 100%. Again, that affects all enemies, and the HP potency of you know, the healing from her skill one will be increased by 29%. So it's quite big, right? So that's what this character has in general. But the only thing is, what Emma has by herself essentially is all of her skill one, but it's going to be every 30 seconds, so you have to wait 20 seconds after the 10-second passes, right? And then she's only going to also have the permanent crit damage buff towards anybody from her squad and her squad alone, and then the, you know, 2.32% projectile explosion damage continuously. That's it, right? So she kind of is very cucked if you do not have her with Inuwa. But let me just go showcase her so you guys can kind of get the gist of that. All right, y'all. So this is the team I'm gonna go in here with. I am going to use the scope block Emma because she is a supporter, so I don't actually need to have the scope block on. We could see how she does as a support. We can see her healing and all that stuff. Remember, the only thing she has activated is her skill 1, but the nerfed version of that, and then also the crit damage buff towards herself since nobody else here is part of the absolute squad. And then she also has the projectile damage by 2% continuously, which is good for Rappy, right? That's the one good thing, right? Her effects actually do help out Rappy because now Rappy is 2.32% stronger than whatever she was before with her explosion damage, right? But if we go to her, you guys are going to see we have the heals and stuff like that. But anybody who you guys are going to notice that all the damage, you're not really going to see it, right? I mean, I'll probably have to hop on like a Rebuke's account or something like that. I think by now he probably has Emma. We'll see in a second. But you guys will see all the damage is going to this character because guess what? Emma right now is taunting like permanently. That's so sad. She's taunting permanently. So if we were in any other stage right now, she would have probably been dead, right? And that's kind of like the reason why I was annoyed with her kit, because Emma, like, they made it that she basically is going to die 100% if you don't have her with Inoue, right? And I'm not being funny, but in any stages, Mother Whale, whatever the boss is, and any stages where the mobs are like high deficit or anything like that, Emma is getting killed. And that's just the reality of the situation. Emma is going to get killed if she has that taunt up with no sustain. I'm not being funny. Healing is great and stuff like that, but healing is not enough for you to, like, you know, survive. Healing is not a tanking capability. Healing just keeps you up. It's a sustain, but it's not tanking, if that makes sense, right? But if we take a look at what Rappy's doing, Rappy is hitting quite hard, obviously, because remember, that projectile damage buff from LT formation is permanently on her. So anytime Rappy enters her burst skill, where she's already, you know, increasing her explosion radius by 100%, or she, you know, she has her projectile attachment damage, or, you know, the explosion radius of her projectile damage, and even from her skill 2, after she lands 120 normal attacks, this all has that 2.32% buff, which again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it being permanent means that it is doing a lot more damage than if you were not to have Emma there, right? I mean, obviously, I'm sure if you were to run like other supporters, it would be a lot better, right? But I think like if you were to run like the monstrous trio comp versus like the full absolute comp, I think you probably could see Rappy hitting harder with the full absolute comp than with the monstrous trio comp. That's what I believe, at least. I mean, we won't know until we actually test that out, but you know, it is what it is. But you guys can see she does heal quite often. The only thing is you do have to wait those 20 seconds. So when she stops healing, which I guess no, right now the heal that she's getting is actually from it's from Helm. It's not from her, right? When she starts healing again, then she'll start healing again. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. I do think it is quite unfortunate. Rappy is hitting very hard though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do want to like try this character outside the shooting range and go into an actual fight so I can show you guys how bad it is. But I just want to go over her kit again. As you guys see, for what is her skills called? Environment setup, LT formation, battlefield formation, right? We have the LT formation, crit damage buff is only going to her. And it's not going to anybody else, right? It's not going to anybody else, right? Not a single other character is getting this. And you guys can actually see it for yourself, right? LT formation, I think Rappy has that though. Yeah, only Rappy, right? Because does Crown get it too? I guess everybody gets it, but it's only like benefits of people who actually have projectile explosion damage, which is only Rappy on this team, right? But LT formation is what we have, the projectile part, the taunt part, and that's it. Right, and then I guess the restoring HP part, we have that activated right now for 5 more seconds, and that's it. Other than that, literally other than that, that's all. That's all she has up. I guess her burst skill as well, right? Battlefield formation, because we're in her burst skill right now. But other than her burst skill and then this 1, 2, and 3, that's it. Literally 1, 2, and 3, and then her entire burst skill that's currently up right now is all you have, right? And you're losing so much by not having Inoue. It's actually crazy. Right, it's so crazy to me because you get a lot more, especially for that team, the absolute team. You get a lot more by having Inoue on the team. So I just feel like Emma, if you are gonna summon for Emma and you're not gonna summon for Inoue, you wasted your time. It's as clear as day. She's just not good if you're not, like, she's not good if you don't have her with the other characters. That's just the reality. And will she be like god-like broken if you do have her with the other characters? Probably not in a general sense, but for the absolute squad, yeah. Because you gotta remember, Inoue and Vesti are DPSs, right? And then obviously not only that, they're all fire characters. Not to mention Rappy is also another fire character who is getting quite the buff from all three of these characters. I believe she also gets a buff from Vesti. I don't remember if Vesti gives anything that is actually buffing up Rappy, but Inoue and Emma have huge buffs towards Rappy with the stacking of the projectile damage, right? Both of them have a lot of projectile damage, so it's quite insane if you were to get that for Rappy. But 2.6 million, her healing, like, sure, I mean, I guess that's how much she healed up, because I guess she took damage or something like that. I'm not sure, right? Sure, whatever. Because all the damage goes on her. I'm gonna see if Rebuke has the character so I can try out this character outside the shooting range, just to show you guys how bad that taunt thing is. Like, really, it's really a cock. But let me see if I can go find somebody who has it real quick. This is will problems, y'all. This is real Rebuke. It's, what time is it, Rebuke? The update just happened an hour ago, and you want to tell me you already have her? Overload gear? Okay, well, you know what, Rebuke, shout outs to my boy Rebuke, bro. We're gonna go try her out outside of shooting range to show you guys how bad it is, right? Let's just go be for real. All right, y'all, so we are here. Obviously, we're gonna go into Indivilia, where we are type advantage and stuff like that, and I am gonna show you guys just how Emma operates, right? With the just everything, right? Just in general with the taunt and stuff like that. Obviously, anybody who has Emma right now is 100% going to be cucked, just because it's like you can't do anything about it, right? Whether you want to or not, you can't do anything about it. Like her being good or not, was not out until next week, so her full capabilities won't be unlocked until literally next week. But I think once you do get her and Inoue together, you'll be good. Yeah, like, even if you don't own Vesti, right? Because like Vesti is the last banner. I just think it's just kind of a waste to not have Vesti if you have all three of them, right? But like, I need the enemy to actually hit us and stuff like that. Well, the enemy is going to, regardless. Like, whatever this enemy doesn't attack, it's going to hit Emma, right? You guys are actually going to see that right now. I think Emma has a shield up that's getting nuked. Yeah, you guys see right there, Emma's getting hit, her shield is getting nuked, right? Zxous the crown for protection, right? This is what Emma needed, like some type of sustain, whether it's a shield or whether it's tank and stuff like that. Wait, but it looks like D's getting hit now, right? D's getting hit right now. Oh, but wait, why isn't taunt all enemies? So I'm confused. Why isn't like D getting hit there if she's taunting? I guess like maybe the individual just neglects that stuff. Like, let me leave it. I want to show you guys this taunt thing, right? The taunt is up right now. Okay, and Indivilia is down, right? I'm just gonna let Indivilia do whatever Indivilia wants to do, right? Shouts to Crown and her thing. I'm just gonna leave them. I want them to hit Emma, because we're not showcasing nothing right now. This is a big waste of time if Emma's not getting hit. Emma is just standing there. Emma does not do anything else. There you go. So yeah, all the damage is going to Emma, regardless if she wants it or not. Look, all of it's going to Emma, regardless. Right now, it's going to freaking thing, because she probably had her she probably had her indomitability on or whatever. Oh my god. Her taunt? Hello? No, she didn't have no indomitability or her invincibility. What happened there? Oh my god. Okay, let's go to the campaign then. That's crazy. But yeah, why isn't like nobody? Why? She taunts all enemies, but I guess like it's just, I don't understand. Is her taunt not work? Because that just seems weird to me. Have y'all ever seen this before? My guy doesn't even have hard campaign to do. He cleared it all, Rebuke. My God, how am I gonna do this? Just forget it, and y'all get the gist of it, bro. Basically, Emma is not really useful at all unless you have her with Inoue. I mean, we'll see how good she is when Inoue actually drops, but like right now, if you don't have Inoue, she's literally like a garbage character. She's not doing anything for you. Literally, she's not doing anything for you. The heals are cool and stuff like that, but for 10 seconds every like other 20 seconds, come on, man. It's just not, it's not consistent. So hey, I mean, If you guys want to summon for Emma, make sure you get ready to summon for Inoa. But other than that, your boy Zxous. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace. And subscribe and like, please, because we want to get 30,000. Yeah, let's do that.